Hello. I don't know if anybody's in here, but hello. I hope you're doing well. Um, Going solo tonight, but that's okay. And looks like I'm gonna have a special guest that's gonna come on here very shortly with us. But just wanted to come on real quick and kind of give you guys a recap of today and what happened at Mad Monster Concord, North Carolina. So um, had a good time. Me and my son drove down there, met some really cool people. If you get to go opportunity to go there, I definitely would highly recommend it. But we're going to talk a little bit about um, what all who all we got our autographs with. The video will come out either tomorrow or Tuesday. Um, but we'll also talk about the prices, vendors, things like that, all that kind of good stuff. And I'm not seeing the comments over here. So if anybody's in here, say hello. So at least I know that things are working correctly. I hope they're working correctly. There we go. Monster B says, "What's up, Mike? Good to see you, Monster B. When you come in tonight, say hello. If you were at the event and you say something, I'll try to put it on here and talk to you along the way. But I do have a special guest that was there today as well. When I was leaving, they were coming in, so we'll get their thoughts on everything that was going on, and hear what they thought. But yeah, it was we did the preview for this, and I didn't know if I was going to get to go. I woke up last night about 3 in the morning with this crud in my eye, and I've never had pink eye. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it pink eye? So I got up at 3 in the morning. My wife gave me a couple of Benadryl. So I woke up at 8 and said, hey man, I'm going to head on. We're going to go to it. And man, on my way down there, I started breaking out in hives. So I'm sitting here popping Benadryl on the way down. So I ended up having 4 Benadryl, and I never take Benadryl in about a 7-hour period. So I was, not only was I was a little sleepy at the con too. I don't know if that was the greatest thing. And we got, hey, Mike, I'm here for the convention content. Okay. So Mike Frantic is with Sci Frantic, and they put out a Days of the Dead video last night live from down in Atlanta, and he's from Georgia. So go check out their channel, sub to their channel, and also watch their video. They did a preview video of it, and then I'm sure they're going to have some content come out on it. They did a good, I was about a third of the way through their video listening to what happened there last night. And it looks like one of them had already went back home. The other two were still staying in the hotel. But yeah, we're going to talk a little about this. So here's Michael Gorman. Good to see you in here. It says, I was at another event in Raleigh area locally this weekend. I was in Concord, North Carolina last weekend for the Ichabod Con. Okay. I don't know anything about that one, but Michael, good to have you in here, man. And if you got any questions along the way, just hit us up. It's almost 5 after. I'm going to go ahead and bring our special guest in. Okay, it's anime. Okay, gotcha. He says anime con. Okay, and yeah, I'm into horror conventions, but I'm starting to thinking about going over these crossovers because some of the horror and anime and some of these other pop cultures all kind of go in together nowadays. It looks like so. I'm probably going to hit some of those up in this next coming year, but I'm going to go ahead and bring our special guests on. I was leaving today. They were coming in. He said, man, are you still here? And he saw us leave, and I guess, he thought we might come back in, but I was afraid I was going to give somebody the pink eye if that's what I got. I don't know. I hope that's not what it is. Old Restless is in here. So, hey, good to see you, Old Restless. Good to see you in here. But we're going to talk about the convention today. I'm going to go ahead and bring our special guest in now, and you'll get to hear this from both of us. And we'll try to answer any questions you have along the way. And I'll try to walk you through what me and my son did. And then I'll let this special guest tell you kind of what they did as well. They are really big into cosplay. And I'm curious if they dressed up today. So I got to find that out. But let's go ahead and welcome them in. And this is Kenny. But Dots Adventures in the house. How you doing, Kenny?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, Mike.
Oh, no problem, man. We've known each other for a few years now, but Kenny's got a great channel, Dots Adventures, him and Tony, and the girl there as well. I don't want to say her name. I don't know if you allow that or whatever, but
Jocelyn is my niece. We adopted her about a year and a half ago.
Okay, so Jocelyn, they go to. Let's just tell them number one. You tell everybody in here what all content you follow.
We follow everything, but we cover a lot of conventions, parades, music. Uh, if we enjoy it, we cover it. We do pop culture conventions. We're just like you, Mike. We do horror conventions. I do a lot of cosplay. I did some DIY videos, and I got that up there for Christmas and Halloween. We do the Christmas decorations and the Halloween decorations. We do haunted houses. We've been to several different haunted houses. We got them videos on our channel as well. But yeah, mostly I love doing cosplay.
Yeah,
And
one of our bigger shorts we've done on our channel is that one I got a video of you when you was dressed up like the stranger in Stranger Things. I mean the stranger in God, what do you call it?
Strangers.
Yeah,
He's a sackhead, and
yeah, Sackhead.
he's been titled right recently as Scarecrow.
Oh, is
He was
that his name,
never
Scarecrow? Yeah, but
he
yeah,
was
when you got
never
the
Scarecrow in the original
sackhead on,
movies. He was called the Man in the Mask, and for whatever reason, they've started calling him Scarecrow.
yeah, okay.
But yeah,
So
here's a QR code for our channel.
okay. I don't know if you can scan in on that. Now, what I will do is after this video, I'll put Dots Adventures link to their YouTube channel in our description of this video, so you guys can go back and check on it. Click on that link, and it'll take you straight to their channel. They do a lot of rock and roll events, horror stuff, cons, conventions. Cool channel. And we went all the way down to Atlanta a few years ago and was at Mad Monster, and you guys were there too, right? And we don't live but about an hour from each other up here in North Carolina.
That is correct. We cover basically Virginia, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee cons, and we cover Kentucky and Ohio music festivals. We
Yeah,
actually
you.
went to ACDC in Washington and Maryland, and it's on our video as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
ACDC concert.
So
But you asked about cosplay, and I did
that's a
Ghostface today from part 6 with the shotgun.
oh, okay, okay.
It's the only one that's got the shotgun in it. And then I did Frank because the Hellraiser group was there, so I did Frank today, Uncle Frank. And then I introduced a new one that I just made this year, David from Lost Boys.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Kenny's good at this stuff, man. He looks just like him when he dresses up like him, and he gets into that. And I'm too big to get in that kind of stuff, and I would sweat awful anyway. But Kenny, man, him and his whole family get into it. That's really, really cool. Now, did you see much today? Much cosplay there? I didn't see a whole lot today when I was there.
No, Saturday is always the bigger cosplay because that's when they have the contest. Today they had the children's cosplay, and we're doing a video as well today. And we've got small portion of the Child's Play cosplay on our channel. It'll come out probably Monday.
Okay. Cool. So I'll kind of give everybody a breakdown real quick of what I did, and then we'll talk with Kenny, and who can kind of talk about what all they did when they went in today. But so it's about an hour and 15 minutes from our house. We drove down. We got there about 10:15, 10:20. Man, pulled right up almost to the very front. Nobody was hardly there. I thought I was going to have to pay for parking. I didn't have to pay for parking. So that saved me 15, 20 bucks. Walked straight in to the convention. Of course, it was an hour and a half away. I got to go to the bathroom, but we went ahead and bought our tickets. It was $50 a piece. Now, if you would have bought these online, it was $35 plus service fee in advance. But I didn't know with being sick this week if I was going to be able to go or not. So I said, I'm going to buy them at the door. It was $50. Now, listen, I'm going to complain. That's a little too much. Now, Kenny, what did you think about that? $50 a head?
$50 is quite a bit much, I think. It's 35 in advance, and that's iffy, but $50 is a lot.
I think so. I mean, they were charging normally. It should have been 35 on Friday if you bought them in advance. You could have got a whole weekend pass for 80. It was 35, I think 50, and then 35 again, or something like that. And or you could have bought the whole weekend for like $80 for all 3 days.
You usually think Sunday is the day that discount. The tickets are less because the crowds are less. They're trying to drum up people to come in, and no, that wasn't the case.
You would think a convention on a Sunday would try to lower the price to get more people in for the vendors and the celebrities there that are signing autographs, you know?
I generally think they should probably do buy one get one for Sundays. That would
I like it. That's a great idea, I think. But so real quick, we say $50 is very steep. I agree. Mike Frantic says that's a lot for a 1 day pass. Whew. So Mike, down at Days of the Dead in Atlanta, what was it for a 1 day pass if you walk straight up to the gate to get one? And it says my weekend pass for Days of the Dead was only $60. Wow. So he got a whole weekend pass for $60 for Days of the Dead. Wow. So we got in. They were really nice. They took pictures. A lady volunteered to take pictures of us. So when I say this about the price, it's not about the volunteers. The volunteers are great there. We came in, went up, paid our $50, $100 for me and my son to get in. They put the wristband on us, which looked like this little pink wristband. That's what it was. Then we went and got in the back of the line, and we were in line about 10:40, and we were about halfway down. There's a hotel there, and then there's a main turn where they have the Mad Monster head at, and we were about halfway there. We watched Nick Castle walk right by, Bradley walk right by. So finally, right at 11 o'clock, they opened it up. So me and my son walked around, did a little video, found somebody that lives only 4 or 5 miles from us that has the largest personally owned arcade on the East Coast was there. They're called Wieners and Losers. Check them out on YouTube. Check them out on their website as well. But we went in, kind of walked around the perimeter first, because that's usually where the guests are at. And again, I was probably there about an hour and a half before Kenny got there. Man, there was hardly anybody right at 11 o'clock sitting down to autograph. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. And I love Tom Matthews. He wasn't there. Linda Quigley wasn't there. John Abrams wasn't there. No, when you went in on the whole left side, none of them were there. Then I got down to the back wall. CJ Graham was not there. Started going down the rest of the wall, and I did see Michael Rooker. He had came in. He was there, right? I mean, it's 11:02. Doug Bradley was there. He was already set down. Nick Castle was already set down, and I think the two other pinheads were already there. What's her name? Lawrence. She was not there. So I was like, man, I said, Anthony, we got to walk around, because I'm trying to find something for Pinhead so I can get the cast to sign something for Pinhead. And I can't find nothing. I walk all the way up and down every aisle, and they got these cool hologram things, with the poster, but I can't find something I want for them to sign. So, long story short, we went up and down the aisles. By the time we got done going up and down the aisles, we went back around again, and then everybody was there. So, we started getting autographs, and I'll go over those autographs here in a little bit. Kenny, what did you see when you first came in? I'll try to bring up some of these comments here. What was your first thoughts when you first came in? I guess by that time everybody was already sitting down, right, and ready to sign.
They were not.
Oh, they were not. Okay.
They were not. We showed up probably right around 11:30 because we knew it started at 11. We tried to leave the house. It's about 40 minutes from the house. We tried to get there right at the start, but we did not. We had to stop on the way. And Doug Bradley was not sitting down, and the lady that's in the first movie too, I can't think of her name, she was not sitting down as well. And Michael Rooker wasn't sitting down yet neither.
So I think the reason they were not there, because I was going to go back and try to find a poster on their table, like an 8x10 that maybe had all the Cenobites, and I was going to get them all to sign that. None of the Hellraiser cast was there, so maybe they were doing a photo op or a panel or something. But that's why my son was like, are we going to wait around or are we going to go? And I was like, I don't know how long they're going to be gone. So long story short, I missed out on the Hellraiser signatures. I've already got Doug Bradley, but I wanted to get the rest of them. So that really stunk. And I probably should have got them first. But either they left for a photo op photo op time, or they went to a panel because all of them were gone when we left. And that's right when you were walking in, Kenny.
Yeah, you're right. First thing, there's usually a panel because we went down one year to catch the Lost Boy panel. It was Kiefer Sutherland and Michael, the guy that plays Michael, I can't think of his name, was there doing a panel, and that's the reason we come down. So they start to show off right with a panel usually. Yeah. So you're probably right. That's probably where they was at.
So as far as the autographs, and again, we'll have the video come out. The very first person we got was CJ Graham. And the lady that was the handler for him, I asked her, I said, does he allow videoing? And she's like, oh, yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys, when y'all watch this video, you got to watch it and you got to think it's kind of odd, the video is, but I loved it. CJ Graham is just a really nice guy, but he had an awkward experience with my son. He asked my son, he said, what's up with the hair, dude? And my son's got curly hair. He's multi-ethnic, he's multi-race, but he loves his hair, and the girls love his hair, but it's really curly. And he keeps a bonnet on it normally, but when he takes it off, he makes sure it looks right. And he thought it looked right. Well, CJ Graham gave him a hard time. CJ Graham goes, what's up with the hair, dude? And he says, I said, what do you mean? Or something like that. And he goes, look at all those curls. He says, do you know what an alpaca is? And I started like, what's he going to go with this? And he told my son, he says, you got a phone on you? And he says, yes. He says, pull out your phone. And I'm videoing this whole thing the whole time. He says, can you look up an alpaca for me? So my son looks up an alpaca. He says, show me a picture of it. Alpacas have all the curly hair. He says, that's what you look like. So he told my son he looked like an alpaca. He said, all those young kids nowadays with the curly hair, he said, they all look like alpacas. So, but he was funny. I ended up getting him to sign my big Friday the 13th sign. So I got him to sign that. He really liked that. One of the ladies there, and she must have been talking about somebody else, but she's like, oh yeah, I've been hearing about that you was coming bringing this sign. And I was like, most of the people go to Spirit Halloween and buy one. And I said, well, this ain't the Spirit Halloween one. And I told him the little story about getting it up there. And he said, oh yeah, that's really cool, man. And he's like, he said, and I told him about the counselors and stuff made it. He said, oh yeah, that's cool. So he signed that. And then I bought a Funko Pop at the show, but believe it or not, of all the Funko Pops, I didn't have a spare Jason. So I got an extra Funko Pop, and he signed a Jason Voorhees, CJ Graham Friday 13th #6 on my Funko Pop as well. Did you get to see CJ Graham? I'm sure you saw him walking around, didn't you, Kenny?
I did see him. Did they charge a premium price for the Funko Pop? Or?
No, he charged and I'll put it in the video. He charged $50 for any signature. It was not an up price for it. So it was $50 for anything he signed, plus you got a free selfie with it. So to me, a selfie should be free anywhere, included. They whatever you want to call it. It's crazy for them to charge. They're using your phone to take a picture, and he said video all you want, because I always ask him, hey, do you mind if I video while you're signing this? He goes, yeah, man, go ahead, video all you want. So I videoed him the whole time, signing my sign, signing the Funko Pop. So it was $100 for 2 items to get signed in a selfie.
Oh wow!
So
yeah, they usually charge you that combo price for whatever reason when you're using your own phone. They're using your own phone usually.
So is it, how much is Kane Hodder's autograph going for? So he wasn't at this one, but he jumps up on his prices. Sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's 80. I've even heard it hitting 100. But Kane Hodder, I like Kane Hodder. Josh didn't have the greatest experience with him. I had a great experience with him, but I saw him in Charlotte charge 60, and then just a few months later in Atlanta charge 80. And at 60 in Charlotte, he was packed and all the way down the hallway in his line. 80 down in Atlanta, there was hardly anybody at his line.
I think he was 80. We got it at South Carolina Comic Con last year, and I think it was 80, and he had a huge line then.
Wow. So, old Restless thought was funny about the alpaca. CJ is a ball buster dude. He is. He busted my son's balls the whole time. Mr. Get Me Out says CJ Graham has a pacemaker. And wow, I'm tell you what, he looks and still in really good shape. He's a big dude too. I mean, he's tall and he's not fat. He's just a free selfie is the way to go. Old Monster B says hello, Restless. They're saying hey to each other. So, did you have any other experiences with CJ, or do you have any experience with anybody else, Kenny?
I've heard if you do the professional photo op when they're in costume, he's very violent with his chokes.
He's like Kane Hodder then, right? I heard Kane Hodder the same way.
He really gets in there for you. And one year they were doing Kane Hodder and CJ at the same time. And it was a competition to see who was more violent one time.
Yeah, Kane Hodder's getting, he's he's getting some age on him now, so he's not as near as the 270 that he was and big as he was before. But somebody told me that he doesn't choke people as much as he did before in the past. He's kind of quit doing that.
He grabbed a hold of my wife last year and put her right there, and she's like, "That did not feel good."
So old Restless says, for my selfie, CJ grabbed me very hard on the scruff of my neck and yanked me towards him. Wow. Dude was very strong, and I felt like a little weakling in that moment. He's a big dude. He's like 6'4", 6'5", too. I mean, he's a big guy.
Them stunt guys are a different breed for sure.
Yeah. So next, after that, I walked right across from his booth was, I think his last name is Tom. Is it Tom McLaughlin? McLaughlin? He was the director of number 6, the one that CJ Graham was in. Now, he was right across from him. He was really, I'm going to tell you right now, the 4 people we met were incredibly nice. But he was really nice, and I paid the lady. He was only $50, and it was a selfie with it. And he told, and in the video, he tells the story. This is going to really cool. He asked me where I want him to sign it, and he started looking at it and all the autographs on here. And I was like, yeah, I said, I'm trying to get most of the people from the Fridays, the main characters. And I said, I had to get CJ and I had to get yours. And he said, man, I appreciate that. And I said, most of them's been really cool except for one. And he looked at me and I said, Corey Feldman. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything else about that. And he kind of laughed and winked at me in a way. And he said, yeah, I've heard that. And that's all he said. But I told him I love the scene in that movie where CJ Graham jumps up on top of the RV when it turns over on its side. And he brings up a point of that. He said, yeah, I envisioned that in my head. And I asked him, I said, was it already pre-written? Was it already written out in the script? Or is it something that you added to it? And he's like, no, I had that envision the whole time of like this monster on top of a rock. And he said, so I put CJ on top of the RV is what my vision was for it. He said everybody told him that he was messing up doing that movie and that he couldn't do it. And I like number 6. That's one of my favorite Friday the 13th movies. And but he said a lot of people, talked down at him for doing it or told him there was no way he could do it. And he just felt like he had to do it. Which I think at the time his wife is the one, and his wife in that movie, and she's the one that gets killed in the Volkswagen at the beginning of the movie. At the time they were married.
I think so.
But he was a great guy. But that scene in that movie is one of my favorite scenes of all the Friday the 13th is the one on the RV.
I think he sings in a band and performed Saturday night, if I'm not right.
He does. He did Saturday night. They got a band. I can't remember what the name of their band is. We went over that, but their band plays all theme songs for horror movies, or I think is what they do. And that's kind of different. I think that's kind of cool. I wish I would have been there and heard that.
Yeah, that would have been a good time. I would have liked to got there Saturday because, like I said, I do a lot of cosplay. But I just had a procedure on Friday night, and the doctor and my wife would not let me come for 48 hours.
Well, I'll tell you, Kenny, I'm not going to tell your personal business, but you're a tough dude to even be down there, what you just went through. But yeah. So Kenny, what you want to tell us something like, tell us something, maybe an experience you had today that, did anybody, grab you and ask you, hey, can you do any cosplay for us or take photos or any videos or anything like that?
Yeah, we, the lady that run the karaoke, she stopped me when I was running around as Michael and had to bite her.
Oh, okay.
And then when I was Uncle Frank, a couple of the vendors stopped me to grab a picture of me. Uncle Frank's kind of a not a often cosplay, but
Right.
he doesn't get recognized as much. But he fits in with the theme of the weekend, which was Hellraiser. So I went with that, and that was neat having those. And then Lake Hickory Haunts, Woods of Terror, and 13 Acre was there. So I talked to all them scare actors there. By the way, 13 Acres has got a event coming up, Clover's Curse.
Okay.
For St. Patrick's Day weekend.
That's cool.
We bought some stuff. We bought these pictures.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah. I like that. Okay.
Mostly got people that I cosplay or my niece cosplays.
Yeah. Oh, those are killer.
They were all $10 a pop. I usually get the bigger stuff, but we're running out of wall space, so I got those to put in one frame and put up. And then we bought some shirts from Mad Monster.
So it says, Mike, you ought to start cosplaying as Art the Clown. Yeah, I would be a fat Art the Clown. That would not go over very well. Oh, those shirts are cool. I like that. Yeah. That's a Mad Monster. So that is the Mad Monster does have a cool, what do they call him?
I don't know. The Fiend, maybe?
I can't remember what they call him or your Orlick, or I can't remember, but it is a cool logo. So have you ever met Kim Rhodes from Supernatural? I've not personally ever met her. Have you ever met her, Kenny?
No, not a Supernatural guy.
Yeah. I've never met her.
They still do the Supernatural cons. They were there 2 years ago. All the artwork was by Tony Vigil.
Okay.
Vigil.
Nice.
She does real good work. We've got some of her stuff on the walls.
So love the channel. I need a Real Dead sticker. Man, I had them on me today. And Cody, I don't know if you were there or not, but Cody, comment on this video and maybe we can send you one. Okay. Maybe we can send you some stickers and stuff like that. Maybe if you send us a self-addressed envelope with 2 stamps on it, we'll send you some stickers and some pins. And if anybody else is interested in that as well, tell us and we can work out that. Look, okay, you got somebody else interested over here. All right, we may have to do that. We'll set that up, and maybe I'll put that in the description here, and that way you can go back and see it where to mail it to, and then we'll turn around and we'll mail you something back, as long as it's a self-addressed stamped envelope with 2 stickers, because it's going to be heavy. We got some nice big Real Dead pins there to add. But so the next person I had was Tom Matthews. So Tom Matthews is there. Man, Tom Matthews is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So his table, he's the only table we probably had to wait any at all. I walked straight up. There was one person at CJ Graham. There was nobody at McLaughlin's. And then Tom Matthews had 3 people in line, and I was the 4th person. He takes his time with everybody, talks with them, spends time with them. He's a really nice guy. But what I had him sign, and I've showed some of you guys this before, is something that he told me he's never seen one of them. And the other guy, his handler, was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got this." But some of you already know I have this, but it is the Never Hike Alone Vincent DeSanti autographed figure, the Jason figure. And there was only 15 of them made. It was made out of in South Carolina, and Evil Entities, I believe, is who did it. And so when I got up there and showed him that, I was like, "Man, do you mind signing this by sign Vincent DeSanti?" And I said, "A couple of years ago, I met you in Raleigh at the Raleigh convention, and I talked to you about that because you had just gotten out, you had just done the last one." And he said, "Oh yeah, the Never Hike Alone." He said, "Man, this is awesome." He said, "There's only 15 of these." And I was like, "Yeah, they're numbered on the back." And he looked at the back of it. So he opens the back up, he takes the insert out, and he autographs right beside Vincent DeSanti. So he said, "Man, that's really cool." He says, "You really need to keep that." He said, "That is awesome." He said, "I haven't seen one." So we got our photo taken with him, and we got the Never Hike Alone Jason in it. But if you flip around the backside, I got his autograph on there as well now. So that was really cool. He's just a super nice guy. I mean, have you, I'm sure, Kenny, you've met him before, right?
Have not.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're limited on who we've met. We've met The Shape,
yeah, Nick
Ghostface,
Castle.
yep, Jason, Shawnee. I'm looking at the stuff right here. We met Rob Zombie's Michael, Doug Bradley, Art the Clown, Jeepers Creepers, Twisty the Clown. And the nicest one for us is The Strangers. I can't think of his name right now. But he also played in The Hunt. He also played in The Hunt. Real nice guy.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. His name's on the tip of my tongue. Does his last name start with a D? I know who you're talking about. Good looking guy. The ladies go crazy over him.
yeah, he is. Say what, Tony? Damien.
Oh, she knew who that was, didn't she?
Oh yeah. She really went nuts for Skeet at Smoky Mountain. He kept calling her honey. Well, I thought I was going to be divorced that weekend.
Yeah, Skeet does that with the ladies because I think Josh's wife is yet to take a bath and wash her right hand for like 3 years now because Skeet kissed her hand or something down in Atlanta when we were down there. I was like, geez.
Don't tell my wife she thought she was the only one.
She was for that day. Mike Frandy says, same for me at Days of the Dead. No wait for Sean Cunningham, Lauren Marie Taylor, or Jerry Wallace. The only lines were for Linda Blair and Eli Roth. Wow. Sean Cunningham is a must for me on that Friday the 13th sign. Was Nancy Loomis down there? I want, that's another one I have to get from Halloween is Nancy Loomis. And
I think she was down there.
And I'm needing her autograph back. I really wanted to go to the Days of the Dead, but didn't work out. Dot, I know who said this right here. Mike would be a great 3 from hell. Okay.
Don't you
like ever got autograph from famous comedians or comedies or comedians? I've just only started doing the horror conventions probably 4 years ago. Kenny, have you gotten any comedians?
No.
Yeah, no comedians, Mr. Get Me Out. We're working on it though.
You can't cosplay a comedian.
Don't you like clowns? I love clowns. I got a huge 6'4" Art the Clown right here in my rec room right here. Sean said,
Art's my favorite cosplay. That's the one I get recognized and get most picture offers from.
Says Mark Holton from Leprechaun Teen Wolf was the nicest experience for me Friday and Saturday. Sean, good to have you in here, man. And that's cool. Yeah, I did see the booth for him. And I didn't get over and say hey to him, but I did see the booth. Did you see the Leprechaun there for is it 13 acres?
Yes, sure was.
Huh?
But I never saw their mascot, which is he's got the big head. I never saw him. But they had another leprechaun there with a beard as we were leaving. He was a skinnier feller. When we put it in our video, he wasn't there for that, but as we were leaving, he was there.
So Cody says Tom Matthews is so nice. I was the only person for his photo op at Days of the Dead Atlanta last year. Okay, man, he's a great guy. What I would love to do, and listen, I got so much stuff now. I got to quit buying stuff. Is I need to start doing posters. So I'm gonna start transitioning a little bit towards posters, so I can get signatures on everything.
Multiple signatures.
Yeah, instead of like I got all these Funko Pops everywhere, and they're taking up action figures, and they're taking up so much room, but. I do want to get a Return of the Living Dead because that's one of my favorite movies of horror movies. It's classic. So, and I would have got Tom Matthews and Lena Quigley here. And then I want to do a Hellraiser piece as well down the road, definitely with the Cenobites. And I probably should have took my Terrifier mask because I could have got John Abrams to sign that because he did have a little bit of a scene in Terrifier 3.
He stopped me and wanted a picture with what was it? Which one was it? My Frank outfit. He stopped me and took a picture of me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nancy Loomis was there. Jeez, I've got a couple of little action figures and some things I need Nancy Loomis to sign, man. She's gonna make a lot of money off me when I finally see her. She's gonna probably get $150 like that. Do you think that Fluffy will ever go to a convention? I don't know who do you is Fluffy. I don't know if that's, I don't know. Who is Fluffy? I don't know. John Abrams is another great experience. Went up, talked to him, and he remembered me from Carolina Fear Fest. Carolina Fear Fest. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about a couple of years ago. What happened with that, man? Did Carolina Fear Fest just go under or they couldn't pay for it no more? I mean, did they just go out?
They tried to go bigger last year with their celebrities. And then they had a bunch of them that
canceled,
bailed on them. So that dropped the attendance down, and the attendance has been just slowly going down, but the price has been going this way. So I don't think they could balance out doing it anymore because the people that run it, I want to say they run a haunt there, and they're trying to promote the haunt with the con, and it wouldn't equaling out for them. So that's the reason they bailed on doing the con. They talked about just a pause, but I think it's just because of the attendance. It's a big room. The vendors kept falling off because they wasn't getting enough people.
It's hot. It's hot in there too. I about died of sweat in there too. It was a hot. I went Memorial Day weekend like you were talking about, and man, I felt like it was 100 degrees in there.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I took a picture.
The reptile in the other room.
Yeah, I took a picture with Jenny, Amy Steele, and my shirt was soaking wet. I mean, and I was scared I was stinking on her because it was just, I mean, it was so hot in there. So Sean says, yeah, they're going under. Yep, got canceled this year. And then he says, well, they always schedule Memorial Day weekend. Yep. And that, that's probably hard for the stars and stuff too, celebrities, because they may want to get away for that weekend, a long weekend with their family and stuff. And they make, and I got David Arquette's signature there, and also got, like I said, Amy Steele's autograph there when they were there 2 years ago. And David Arquette, he had the biggest line by far. So the last one I got was I went up and down. I do have some video, and then it'll be on the video. There was some great vendors there. Really were some cool stuff made. So that's going to be out in the video. But listen, something happened, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit pissed about it, but it is what it is. It's my fault. I got over to Nick Castle's and I got the house Funko Pop that's got Michael Myers in the house. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get his autograph on here. Then I can get PJ Souls, I can get Nancy Loomis, I can get a couple of other ones on that one piece because it's a bigger Funko Pop and there's a lot of room to sign there. So it was $60 for Nick Castle to get his autograph and a selfie. So I've already got like 6 of his already, but I went ahead and paid him again. And we take the picture with him. And afterwards, I give him a hard time. We're just sitting there. I didn't want to get up, to be honest with you. He had nobody in line, or I'd have jumped right up. And I told him that I was messing with him. I said, you need to tell Sean Clark to get his ass out here. And he looked at me real quick. And when I brought Sean's name up, he says, yeah, I said, what, I said, what's he doing out there? And he says, sitting on his effing ass. And I said, what? And he said, yeah. He's sitting at home. He ain't out here. I said, as much money as you made for him over the years, tell him to get his butt out here in North Carolina. He should be out here. And he started laughing about it. And I said, yeah, Nay is keeping him busy and keeping him in line. He says, yeah, she keeps him in check. But what I'm upset about is once I walked away and went to put it in my like I got a Friday the 13th satchel bag, like a party bag that I put it in that I got. Man, his name is smeared. So I don't know if I did it or my son did it, but somehow from the time we took the picture, he wrote it, to the time we took the picture to the time I put it in the bag, his name is smeared now. So it's useless. So now I'm going to have to take something and erase his name and pay him $60 to do it again down the road, because either I touched it or my son touched it. And I'm just and that's a rookie mistake. That should have never happened. But a little disappointed in that, I'll be honest with you.
I will tell you a little inside story about the Funko Pop with the house. That house is North Carolina Myers Halloween house, not the one out in California.
Oh, they took a picture of that one and did that one?
When they did the Funko Pop, they just pulled up the pictures of the house, and what comes up is the one in North Carolina. And the reason I know this is because we went and visited the house. The address on his house is different than the one in California, and the address on his house is the same one on the Funko Pop.
Oh, is it?
Yep. I
need to look at that.
It's North Carolina Myers Halloween house.
And, I contacted them one time. Was going to go down to Wilmington. They were doing one of the Halloween. They had somebody from Halloween down there. They were going to go to the filming sites, and I ended up not being able to go down. It was a holiday weekend. I can't remember which holiday it was, but I did not know that. But I do want to get up there. That's up around Henderson. Where's that at? Henderson?
Yeah, right outside of Raleigh. You're right about Henderson. It's
I want to get up there.
It's out in the middle of nowhere. But the house, he lets you walk around the property. He's got the house set up, and he's got the bed sheets out in one yard, and it's to the exact replica of the house. As far as he had people come out and especially do the outside pieces of the house.
That's really cool.
And he's doing a special event coming up with the Strangers. The Sackhead, it ties right back in what we was talking to, where they filmed part 2 at the trailer park. He's doing an event out there and having all the cast and be in the pool where they killed the guy in the pool and stuff. So he's doing an event there coming up. But yeah, the house, he told us while we was there that that's his house because the address is his house, not the one in California. I
need to look at that closer then and look at that. That's awesome. I did not know that. Sean says the nice experience for me was Scout Compton Halloween. The newest, sweetest person met her at Fairfest. Okay. And Old Restless, I was going to say, how many Nick Castle autographs do you need, Mike? I need a bunch of them. I mean, like that and Kane Hodder, I can't get enough of their autographs. And plus, I need to start, in all honesty, I don't sell my autographs. But some of these that I need to start doubling my money up to pay for other autographs. I need to start working this, So I was going to take my Jamie Lee Curtis autograph Funko and have him sign the other side of it, but it was not enough room there, in my opinion, so I didn't do that. So Cody says, I always talk to Sean when I get to see him at a con. He's a great guy. Yeah, he is. And right now he's doing the self-addressed stamp envelope too, 2 stickers. And then he'll send you a bunch of hologram. And plus he has the Adam the Woo sticker he's sending people now. So you need to do that. Sean was at GalaxyCon. Matthew was there a year before last said hey to him. Okay. Old Restless. I've yet to come across Sean Clark at a con. It's always his underlings. Okay. I'd like to be one of those for him. I mean, if I got a little bit of piece of that pie. I got Nick Castle to sign my Dennis the Menace VHS. Yes, somebody came up right behind me. I don't know if that was you, Sean, but somebody came up right behind me as we were leaving. I was packing everything up and said, man, I love Dennis the Menace. And I was like, man, that's cool. You know, I mean, because listen, Nick Castle's known for Michael Myers, but he was a very established director as well himself, you know.
But without Nick, nobody else is a slasher.
No,
He's the Godfather. His price needs to be up there with, to me, uh, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger's autograph. I couldn't believe it's where he is price wise.
so Monster B
I
says
just
this is
think he's a
$4.99 for
icon.
Mike's Funko Fun. Okay, I appreciate that, Monster B. I need more Funko Pops. Actually, I bought 2 Funko Pops today. I bought the Jason that CJ Graham signed, and then I got the Victoria Hayes from Terrifier 3 and Terrifier 2. Well, actually, the first one. I got her Funko Pop finally. Every time I try to buy it, it's been sold out. So I got her Funko Pop for down the road. I can get her to sign that one.
She the lady that plays Vicky?
Yep. Scafferty, I think's her last name. The rudest voice actor that I met was Bob West. He was the voice of Barney the Purple Dinosaur. Wow. That stinks. Monster, money well spent. Poor guy needs more Funkos. I do. I need more Funkos. They're smaller. They're little. They don't take up as much room. Yeah, that whole market's going to crash before too long. Nick Castle directed Major Payne. He did. And was it Escape from New York? What was Escape from something he did too? That was really big.
I think it's New York.
Escape from New York. Yeah, I think with Russell. Was it Russell in that one?
Yeah, he either did that one or the LA one for sure.
And let's see, we got another one here. I don't know what's going on here. It won't click. There we go. My Ash versus Evil Dead poster. I'm only missing Bruce Campbell. Wow. So you need to get up to Lexington, Kentucky next year, because that whole Scarefest, I think, is going to be based off the Evil Dead. And they're really pumping Bruce Campbell for that one. But you're going to pay big money and wait a long time in line for that one, boy. The Last Starfighter he directed. Yeah, he did that. Carpenter did both Escape films. Okay. Yes, Escape from New York. And then Mike Frantic goes, guys, calm down a little bit. You got this all wrong. Escape from New York and Escape from LA are John Carpenter's. Okay. All right. My top 3 horror movies are the original Halloween, original Nightmare on Elm Street, and The Thing. You can never have too many Funkos. I agree. They're small. Dang it. All right. Kenny, what else did you think about the con today? I mean, anybody else that you saw, or what was just your opinion overall of it?
For me, we just went one day. The aisles were smaller, which was good because that means there's more vendors coming back. Because last year the aisles were so wide and there were so many empty. There was a whole aisle of it that didn't have vendors. It's all the fallout from one of their celebrities they had. It's Kevin Spacey, and they had a bunch of vendors not show up. So this year it gained back, and I talked to several different vendors, and all of them said they had positive sales. So I think it's on its way back to where it was before. Parking is the problem there. Today was great because it was free, but usually it's overcrowded. The parking is. You have to pay overlot. You have to do that circle trying to find the spot all the time. That's the biggest issue. And today it was just great. I enjoyed it. Wish I'd went on Saturday because I always like to cosplay. But Doug Bradley and I can't think of the lady from Hellraiser. Her line was, every time we walked by, had people in the line. So that's good. I always like for them to succeed.
Yeah, Doug Bradley's a super nice guy. We met him a couple of years ago there, and I mean, he's always good with his people. He usually doesn't even have a handler. He does it all himself. He used to be the type that would take a credit card and cash. A lot of them's cash only. I think her name is it Lawrence is her last name, or the original girl that was in the original Hellraiser. I tell you, somebody I saw there, and I didn't see anybody in their line. is the girl that did the remake of Evil Dead. Is it Levy? Levy
Oh
is her
yeah,
last
yeah,
name?
yeah. She was there.
Was anybody in her line when you saw her? I mean, she was over writing a book or something. I mean, there was nobody ever at her line when I walked by.
I'm gonna say this. I know she was there because I read who was going to be there, but I never did see because I never did see where she was at. And never did when we was walking by. Never did see it. So I
So
can't.
when you went by Rooker, when you went
Yep.
by Rooker, like you're going towards CJ Graham, she was the first table to the right past him. I never did see anybody at her table.
It looked to me like when I went by there was somebody that had already packed up and left too. I don't know if it was her or somebody else because there was a table and no poster behind them.
Yeah,
When we went
Lawrence.
by.
Ashley Lawrence is the original that played in Hellraisers. Um,
She
yeah,
she looked she looked real good for her age because she's got to be up there with my age now.
yeah, she seemed like I saw her get up and take pictures with people, and she seemed very personable with the people that she was there with. Who needs Pinhead when and why give Sean Clark? Listen, Sean Clark does a lot of work for these people. He's got to get that 10%.
And he makes good YouTube videos.
Sean says, I felt bad for Jane Levy. She's really sweet, down to earth. Went to her panel. Okay. And yeah, you probably noticed that too, Levy. She didn't have hardly anybody in her line. But let's see. Let's see, anybody else say anything? I love the cons, but hate the parking. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. Now, last time I went there 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year, we stayed at the hotel across the street that's up on the hill. And we parked up there and just walked down to it. Now we came stayed on Friday night and left on Saturday. So we went up Friday. We came in Friday night, did all autographs, then walked down Saturday. I will say this. I think that hotel overall is a pretty good place. And especially if you're coming out of town and going to spend the night somewhere. I mean, you got that main lobby area there. We've done that before in that hotel. And then a lot of the actors and stars will hang out there as well. But it's a good, nice place, in my opinion. The parking is the problem, though. Definitely a problem. Parking.
The restaurant food's real good too there.
Yep.
So yeah. The biggest problem is parking at that place. And I don't know why the hotels where you was talking about staying at, they don't have a small section where they can charge and rent them out because they're usually not packed where they couldn't make an extra couple of dollars to sell it.
Yeah, the one we stayed at last year before last, which is across the street up the hill, shoot, it was like $75 cheaper. And it was just as nice. I mean, it wasn't as nice as that one, but it was not that bad. And so, I mean, if we ever do that again, I think we did that because Josh flew in from Michigan and he flew into Charlotte, and then he was staying the night at that one. The only problem with that, the great thing about staying in a hotel at a con that you're going to get autographs in is that you can get your autographs, take them back to the room, put them up, then come right back down again. And that way you're not carrying and lugging stuff around with you all the time.
Yeah, for me, staying at the hotel is great because you can go up to change without having to go out to your car and stuff. It's right there. And then sometimes you get a ride at an elevator with a celebrity.
So Sean Scott says GalaxyCon in Richmond was terrible parking. I went for Carpenter, Martin Sheen in March. Wow. All right.
Ain't Carpenter coming to GalaxyCon in Raleigh this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to do the Raleigh one they have here, and I heard last year you guys went, right? You said it was just so bad.
Yeah, we went. I want to say the last 3 years now, and yeah, it is packed out. Especially if you go on a Saturday. Of course, that's what everybody wants, and see more people, more cosplay or whatever. But in the vendors, it was so much people there that the vendors could not be selling their stuff because there was just so many people walking by, crowding it. There's a point where you're not getting your money out of all them people being in there.
Right.
I think a diminishing return, I would guess.
So you said overall, Kenny, from what you're hearing, you're saying the vendor said it was a pretty good night Friday and Saturday. Then I haven't heard anybody else. Is there anybody else in the chat that was there Saturday or Friday night? Well, tell us what it was like. GalaxyCon Raleigh, best day to go is Thursday and Friday, or Sunday. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This Sunday thing has me thinking now that maybe I need to quit going on Saturdays altogether because I don't do the cosplay stuff. I left at 12:15. I got there and started walking in at 11. So an hour and 20 minutes, I got my 4 autographs, walked up and down every one of the aisles, and I was out of there. Now I could have stayed longer if I was going to get and I really do wish I would have got the Hellraiser cast. I'm probably going to kick myself in the ass for that for years, but I wasn't going to wait another 30, 45 minutes, an hour. I don't know how long they were going to be gone before they came back, but I may start doing Sundays. I've always liked to do Fridays. I may start doing Sundays in the future.
Friday's definitely the day we try to get autographs. To the guy's point about Thursday, the problem with Thursday is some of the celebrities are not there on Thursdays.
Yeah, and I noticed like Peter Criss didn't come. He was gone, and I heard hats off to him. I heard he stayed till like 1 a.m. Friday night or something, Friday or Saturday night.
Friday and Saturday, I see.
Yeah, he stayed to 1 a.m. signing autographs. That's awesome. So I've always gone to cons on Sundays. It's so much easier to get autographs. I agree, Cody. I mean, it was really easy today. Nightmare Weekend Raleigh, North Carolina will be October 10th and 11th, 2026 on Saturday and a Sunday. Okay. I need to look at that. Nightmare Weekend. Okay.
I think they moved it down from Roanoke.
Okay.
It used to be the one in Roanoke, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're having two. I could be wrong. I've been wrong already once today on this channel.
Well, you can't. It's, you get one a day, and then that's all we. So, Kenny, we're going to go ahead and end this thing right here. Anything you want to say to people? Final. Again, I will put Dots Adventures link to their YouTube channel in the description of this. But anything you want to say to anybody? Kind of closing out.
And we're doing a giveaway. We got about $400 worth of T-shirts, pictures, and stuff like that right there. If you subscribe in there, we'll put you in the raffle. In the raffle, you'll be able to win. We'll draw it out. We'll do it on YouTube. We'll draw out a name. We'll contact you if you want to be in the raffle. Subscribe to the channel and say you want to be in the raffle, and we'll put you in the raffle. Thanks, Mike, for having us on there. When I say us, it's just me because Tony didn't go today. She party pooped it out. But like I said,
most time it's a family affair. And Kenny and Tony and did you say Graceland? Jocelyn. Yeah, they do the whole family thing, and I get it. $50 is a lot of money to go per person on the last day. But Kenny, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you in the green.
Kids under 12 got in free though.
That's right. Kids under free did get in. You guys have a good one. Also, check out Dots Adventures video this week. I'm sure they're going to have one come out for Mad Monster if they don't already have one out. And then we're going to have one out either tomorrow or Tuesday. So check that out. And also, I did one for the popcorn buckets today. They had the Scream 7 popcorn buckets. Regal Cinema did already. And me and Anthony have tickets for Thursday night to see it early. So watch out for our spoiler-free video coming out late Thursday night. Have a good one.
We'll see you Friday, Mike.
All right. We'll see y'all guys. Rock on. Y'all have a good one. Bye.